And welcome back to Ape Escape with me, Matthew Gaddis, aka Puggy. So today we're going to explore the rest of the crumbling castle, and that involves, firstly returning to the throne room. Yes, I know, we've been here before, but there is a way of reaching the dungeon from here. That's why we're going through here. As I said in the last episode, that is where, that giant mechanism there is the one that pretty much powers the mechanism that will get us to Specter. However, if we go further to the right here, beyond the ancient Beyblades, is this weird looking platform or whatever. I don't know what to call it, but I'll get rid of one of the ancient Beyblades here. What about the other? No, I'll just leave the guy and just wait until I land here, and then quickly jump off and land near these doors. These doors, seemingly over the edge of a bottomless pit, will lead us to the castle dungeon. Seriously. Where there are lots of different things in the way. Such as over here, if I jump off the slide here, you will see a monkey near a guillotine of all things. Seriously, a guillotine. Seriously. This game just went up from being I guess a 3+ to maybe a 12+. It's true there's no blood on the guillotine, but still. Yeah, imagine such a medieval torture device there. Well, no, that's not a torture device. There is one over here, however, a torture rack. Seriously, this monkey is sleeping on. But no, that's actually what they use to kill people. Chop people's heads off, in other words. So yeah, nice attention to detail, I guess, Sony, but yeah, as I say, the 90s. Seriously, Ape Escape 2 didn't go this far with his attention to detail. But then again, Ape Escape 2 was a lot more goofier. Right down to the fact that Soichi Tirada didn't come back. Anyway, before I go on, there is yet another Spectacon on that bouncy thing. Don't know if Spectre put that there. But another guillotine and another monkey here. And then we will head back down with the propeller. Because on the right, further to the left there is a platform that would have taken us up to the top. But we don't want to go back up. No, I want to go back down here to face this knight in a duel. So yeah, the thing to deal with this knight is fairly simple. What you have to do is wait until he swings his sword. And then not do that. Not get hit. Basically, so yeah, so wait until he swings his sword, and then do that, seriously. But yeah, can you attack him from behind? I do not know. I don't know if you can attack the knight from behind. And he also swings sideways, seriously. You can try and get him while he is, can I even say standing still? But I don't know if you can get him from behind. Probably not a good idea. Not very chivalrous, really. Ow, that hurt. You're gonna kill Spike, mate. Okay, you can get him from behind! Seriously, and he gives up his spirit, apparently. Apparently the guy was undead. And he also gives you a 1-up for some reason. Well, he's a bit more generous than the Black Knight in Monty Python and the Holy Grail, seriously. It's only a flesh wound. Anyway, that being said, let's see here. I'm gonna listen to the bass line again because I do like it, even though it doesn't really fit the theme of the track, but whatever. Anyway, that being said, there's a big red button here which will open the way back outside, but I don't want to do that yet. There's also another monkey in that jail cell, but we can't get in there yet. As I say, and a huge area of water that is the castle moat. And indeed, we want to go through the moat to actually get to where we want to go, really. I'm just looking for any Spectre coins, but there is a monkey swimming in the water. Again, the Aquanet is rather fun to play with. Seriously, easily one of the best gadgets to do. And a lot more accurate than the Time Net as well, seriously. I've got 2 monkeys in one go there. Seriously. Anyway, that being said, I'm going to head to the right and find a giant moving blade trap there. And here two moving things that kind of remind me a bit of the inside of the Great Deku Tree in Ocarina of Time again. Although it's a bit harder here, seriously. Especially because in the water there is a strong undercurrent that will push Spike back. So we want to be careful of that. But anyway, let's go across these things. But there's two blade traps above, so be careful when using the propeller. Seriously. Even doing a regular jump is a bit hard here. Okay, so shall I jump out of the water and be careful here? Because I don't want to fall off, do I? And I'm having to be careful with the timing with the thing as well, because Spike can easily fall back in the water if I'm not careful, seriously. Which I don't want him to do, given the undercurrents. In this room, seemingly we have a water mill. And there's two monkeys in here. At the very top there is also a Specter coin and the mechanism that will open the door to where Specter is. So, yeah. But for now, let's see. There's another monkey. I believe it's a missile monkey. It could be a red pants monkey. Let's see. By the way, the missile monkeys are green. Have green pants. Yeah. But never mind that. Let's catch up with Mr. Monkey. Okay, this is just a regular yellow pants monkey. So he's easy to catch. I don't know if he jumps into the water though. We'll sort that out a bit later. So monkey see, monkey gets. Then we'll go and press the big red button here that will power up the machinery here and also allow us entry to where Specter actually is at the top of the castle. You get there by going through the belfry again. Good thing I've got most of the monkeys there. However, I still want to get that Specter coin, so yeah, I'll use my propeller to reach there. Not easy, I know, especially with the other monkey here. Yeah, who's firing at me through the water. Absolutely. I think it's a red pants monkey, but let's see. Seriously. Really annoying monkey. Really annoying monkey. So, let's see then. And we'll go around and go back up because, yeah, that's going to be annoying as hell otherwise. Yeah, and I don't want to go through that door, seriously. I want to go this way through the new mechanisms and everything. Absolutely. And there's the monkey there. I'm still shooting shots. What his basic thing is, he will jump in the water where he's vulnerable. Definitely try and get him in the water if you can, because he won't shoot you or throw bombs at you while he's in the water, basically. But he will do so when he's out of the water. Seriously, one annoying monkey. I absolutely hate the red pants monkeys. I don't know if they are the disciples of, dare I say it, Red Monkey himself, Mr. Spinodoo. But we'll see. Going between gears here, seriously. Didn't mean to do that, but yeah. Okay, the monkey's in the water. Try and use the Aquanet to get him. There we go! Yeah, get him his most vulnerable, Spike! Seriously. Or to quote Piccolo from DBZ Abridged, why didn't you dodge? I'm not really as good as Planet at all, sorry. Anyway, that being said, yeah. There's nice to look at, I guess. But still have to get the Specter coin. And then I will probably meet you in the belfry, where, of course, the monkey is... Where does this take us then? Back to the area with the, into the main hall, so we don't want to do that yet. No. Maybe I do. Maybe I'll get the Specter coin later. And just more, bats. Yay. Okay, it looks like it takes us back here, so... I'm going back outside, it seems, that I will see you when I... Okay, no, it takes us back to the dungeon, so yeah. Well, Sir Knight... Nope, Sir Knight is not back. He doesn't respawn yet. Anyway, I'll see you back at the belfry. to reach Specter, as I mentioned, do the same thing you were doing to get the other monkeys, except don't go off to the right and jump onto the chandelier. No, instead, make your way upwards. Seriously. Those stupid bouncing barrels can go to hell. I'm going straight through the door. And indeed, meeting up with Specter. Because this is a day to die for, in the words of Shadow the Hedgehog.
What a surprise. You've come this far.
Specter, Buzz.
Buzz, is your plan progressing smoothly?
Yes, we have almost brought the entire town under control.
Good. Let's return to the present.
Okay,
Wait, I'm not gonna let you go.
Spike. Unfortunately, this is not the time for me to entertain you. But we will settle this someday. Wait until then.
Only if you can play with him and win.
Nope, we are not facing Specter here, but seemingly the Black Knight. That's what I like to call him. Because what he likes to do, does the Black Knight, is walk around the arena with his giant axe. And what he will eventually do is swing his axe into the ground, causing a giant shockwave. That is why I am carrying the thing there. After that, he will lose his electric shield and pretty much be vulnerable there. So yeah, pretty easy boss, all things considered. Seriously, Ape Escape as a game does not have that many tough bosses, certainly that many bosses to even speak of, really. This is probably our first really major boss here. But yeah, that's basically it. And no, he doesn't even get his own theme. The regular theme of Crumbling Castle plays throughout this fight. Seriously. Kind of underwhelming, really, because of that. I wish they had played some better music here, but 'twas not to be. 'Twas not to be. Especially since, as I say, the Freaky Monkey 5 actually do get their own theme. And you saw that in the cutscene. Specter definitely does. In fact, I actually love Specter's theme. It was done by Suichi Terada. It does return, of course, in Ape Escape 3 because Terada returned to that game. Seriously. Which is weird because the voice actor for Specter is completely different to the one who... Or at least I think it is. The voice actor for Specter in Ape Escape 3 is Mark Silk, who's been in a lot of British children's programming. Seriously. He's less sexy than the guy who... Unless it is Mark Silk. It could well be that Mark Silk is voicing him here, I don't know. But anyway, the Black Knight goes down, and seemingly we've won, but we still have to catch up with Specter.